Right, we are back. Another college confession edition of Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Um, all of these relationships sucks. All of these college relationships are just god awful. Like I don't know. There's nobody who so far has presented like, hey, here's a couple of rational people that have gotten together and decided that maybe we should spend some time together outside of class. Right? These are all irrational human beings. Every one of them. I love it. I haven't heard any of this. I don't know what's coming at me. This is all off the cuff, off the top of my head. I'm just reacting to what you are going to present me. You got something good picked out for us today. So let's get into it. Let's start with first impressions. What is the question?
The question is more of a statement, as they often are on Reddit. The question I found today is 20-year-old female, found out that my boyfriend, 20-year-old male of 1.5 years, keeps a list of the times we have had sex.
Okay. My first impression is he's going to murder you. He's just straight up going to murder you. This guy is going to murder this girl. This is straight up psychopath behavior. Like there is no other explanation. This guy is definitely Ted Bundy in the making. 100%.
So you've never kept a list of have you ever kept a list of the girls that you had sex with?
No.
Like just like the list. Like have you ever, and so like no lists for you?
Look, I'm too lazy to keep lists. Like I'll be honest with you. Like would it be cool to like have a list? Probably not. You know, like that's not like a cool thing to do. Could I name the people? Probably. You know, I mean, like I guess I've never even really tried that either. Have I kept a list? Absolutely not. Like I'm way too lazy to write all of these things down. But you're telling me that this person just continues to write things down like over and over, and this is the same person, right? Like this, we're not even talking like,
yeah, it's
hey,
yes.
let me keep these names straight
yeah.
and maybe like a spare detail about them so that I can remember them the next time. Like, you know, hey, what's up, Phyllis? Thanks for the spider position or something, right? Like it's not even that. It's just like Jill on the bed. Jill on the bed again. Jill.
Well, let's find out.
One more time on the bed. Like that's fucking psycho. That's insane. Legitimately insane.
Let's find out.
Okay.
It's a long
I forgot we hadn't even got to the question. I'll be honest.
What?
I totally forgot we hadn't even gotten to the question yet. Like I'm already so against this guy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're fired up, which is a great sign, especially for college confessions, because you always max out on enthusiasm for these kids. You know, it's such a selfless act that you.
That's accurate.
Really do. You put your all into it. So I'm ready to go. It's a long one. I also love college confessions because of the sheer amount of detail
way too much detail.
That we
Always
get. Way too much detail. And I live for drama, but not living it. So this is I just like, I'm at a loss for words about how happy I am. But let's get going. So yesterday I went over to my boyfriend's house and was using his computer for a school assignment.
This guy keeps it electronically? What a fucking moron! Stop keeping shit electronically. It's not difficult. Oh my God. This guy's a fucking idiot. All right, keep going. Jesus Christ. These kids are so dumb. It's unbelievable. Oh my God. I'm not
I normally bring my computer, but I had just gotten back from a friend's house, so I didn't have it with me. A little backstory. There had been a few times in the past I caught my BF going through my phone's Snapchat browser history. I had never tried to hide anything from him and don't have a reason to, so I was a little hurt that he didn't trust me. I asked him why he did this, and his reasoning was that since I watched porn, it made him insecure, so he thought I would also be talking to other guys.
What? How the fuck do you get from A to B on that one? That's not... I mean, that's like, you know, that, I mean, what? I honestly, I don't understand. That's a leap in logic.
I've never heard or ever thought that if you watch porn, you're actively cheating on people. Like that seems very unrelated. And in fact, like,
I'm concerned. Honestly, I'm not. I don't know that this guy thinks that she's cheating on him. I think he's literally concerned that she is speaking to human beings with male anatomy. Like that's what I think he's concerned about. I see where you're going, but you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like I think this guy legitimately
yeah, that's
is
my go-to.
concerned that she is actually talking to someone with a penis. Anybody with a penis.
Her response was, she said, I said he watches porn too, so there's no reason to be upset. I had never gone through his phone in the past, but sometimes when I take his phone to look at something, he snatches it out of my hands and does something and does something, then says he is scared he didn't close the porn browser.
So this guy's go-to excuse is that he just constantly has porn. He's just constantly streaming porn on his phone.
He seems very fixated on different, how his life revolves around porn and like how others' lives, like, it's interesting. I've never, that's a lot of fixation on porn in general.
I don't know. I think again, I feel like I appreciate what you're saying. This is a 20-year-old man. That would not be surprising to me.
Yeah, I guess I'm not entirely surprised. It's the fact that his girlfriend watching porn means she's cheating, and then him watching porn mean like that he's cheating with like humans.
What? No. He's not concerned about that. He's literally using porn as an excuse. Like you're.
Yeah, I get that now. I know, but it's just a weird
fully
excuse.
Comprehending like what this guy's doing.
I'm probably not fully comprehending, as I've never been.
This is fucking bananas. Like this is wild. Like this is.
I'm very confused.
That this guy is just
this is very, very out of my wheelhouse. So you're gonna have to lead us.
You're not understanding. I don't think I was watching porn has ever been the go-to excuse ever in the history of the internet. Like the history of the internet, as long as this child has been alive, nobody has ever said like, "Hey, I was watching porn," as opposed to something else. Like that's next level.
Yeah, like why is that the
weird.
Excuse?
It's so weird. Yeah. It's super weird. Okay, continue.
So back to last night. I was curious and went to his browser history. You can search keywords, so I typed in girl. My boyfriend has been applying to schools because he is going to transfer next fall. I basically see he searched up UCL's women's sports teams, not actual school. Then he went to the Instagram of the girls' volleyball and girls' swim team. I obviously brought this up and he asked why I was mad. I said, I know you're not interested in women's volleyball, so why the fuck are you looking at it? To see the hot volleyball girls you would be going to school with next year?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely.
He gets all quiet and fucking hides behind his hands, smiling and nervous. He then goes and grabs his phone and shows me a list of about 5 to 6 dates. He starts to say, this is a list of the time we had sex in the past months. I say, why the fuck do you have a list? And I immediately go to the bathroom and close the door. I started crying because I felt embarrassed and ashamed for some reason. When I came out, I immediately grabbed my things and started to leave. He tried explaining and said his reasoning for this is that we haven't been having sex as much lately, so he wanted to keep track. He looked at the girls' volleyball team because he has a problem and is so horny all the time because we haven't been having sex as much as he wanted. We are both in college and finals are coming up. I have been busy with school, so we haven't been hanging out as much. Plus, he speaks to me so disrespectfully that I don't get turned on by that, so I don't want to have sex when he is mean to me, which is a lot.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I believe her. Okay.
I left after that, and he would not let me close my car door to leave. I just kept repeating to him, this is over. He was sobbing and physically not letting me leave, so I told him he was scaring me and I'd pepper spray him if he didn't back away. I went home, and now this next morning, I still don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know if I'm more upset about the list or the fact that he is looking at girls to go to his future school. I need advice. I know the obvious answer is to break up, but I can't bring myself to do it. I feel so weak and pathetic to keep going back to him. My sister tells me we have an unhealthy relationship, which I agree, but at times we have fun together, so I feel loved and special. We have been together for over a year and a half, and his friends have become mine. His friends are so great, and I really don't have many friends outside of them. I love when we all hang out because it's truly some of the best times I have ever had. I know if we break up, I probably won't see those friends anymore. My boyfriend also has a habit of speaking to me so badly and so disrespectfully. He ends up manipulating me to think it is justified, or I do the same thing. Even his sister has noticed the way he speaks to me and told him to stop. I want to leave, but I don't at the same time. Please help. I don't know what to do or what to think.
Jesus Christ. Yikes town population, this girl. Oh my God. Okay, so let's be very clear about what happened here. She asked a question that was literally not at all what she wanted to know, right? Like this is
Yes.
So now I'm a little concerned. Like, I'm not saying this guy doesn't speak to her in the manner in which she said, but I'm a little concerned that she isn't communicating in the proper way to tell us actually how he's saying things to her. So I'm going to give him a slight benefit of the doubt because this girl has no fucking idea how to tell a story. That was the most confusing thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I still don't understand what happened.
This is with like several edits apparently, so like it was worse before.
Well, fuck, I assume so. Like, I assume nobody could even answer the question. Like, well, first of all, there's no question. But, like, she said, okay, so, all right, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me see if I understand how the inciting incident happened. She grabbed his phone for some reason. I don't really know why, but for some reason, she grabbed his phone. And then she saw him, she went to his browser, or no, he grabbed it away.
It was his computer, and so she typed girl into the browser.
Oh, yeah. Why did she do that? Why did she type girl into the browser? What did she want to do?
I think she was suspicious because he never lets her see her phone. Like he never lets her see his phone. So then she's like, oh, this is a chance to see if like anything is there.
And girl was the first thing she typed in? What the fuck does she think she's going to find with girl?
I don't
This is somebody who looks at porn. This is a girl who looks at porn. Like, if you look at porn at all, there are no, like, the categories that start with girl are very few. Like, there are very few of them. There's, like, girlfriend, maybe. So, like, maybe, you know, he wants to see, like, some amateur action or something like that. But, like, there's no real anything happening. It's not like a real fucking category. Like, that's not even part of other categories, of, like, the popular categories. It's not like, oh, girl has sex. It's not like the cat. That's just porn. That's called porn. Like, that's not a category of porn. That's just porn. So this is a girl who watches porn.
For porn.
Well, what was she looking for? What do you type in? You type in girl.
I don't know.
So she thinks that her boyfriend is so fucking stupid. She thinks he's so fucking stupid that he doesn't understand how Google works, and he's just going to type in girl, enter, and see what comes up? What the fuck is happening? I don't understand that. So I don't understand where she's coming from. That didn't make any sense to me. I don't know what she's searching for. I don't know what, like, literally, there's nothing in her story that tells me why she typed in girl. I don't understand how she works. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
somehow she says girl, and I guess it comes up with the girls' volleyball team, right? So the girls' volleyball team comes up.
So it was like she searched his history very specifically, not just like his general browser.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Like, that's super weird.
I know.
I'm looking at history. Like, if you look at my history, honestly, if you look at my history, there is very little chance that you're going to find the word girl in there or woman. Like, you're not going to find that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, mine either. I don't know.
There is, like, I've looked at things that include women, right? Like I look at things that include that. but there's no, like, you're not going to find the word in there. Like, that's not how the internet works. I don't understand. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. But here's my thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. She types it in. Somehow, for some reason, she finds girls volleyball team. The volleyball team shows up, or the page or whatever. She asks him, he says, basically, I like to masturbate to these girls. Like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna jerk off to these girls, or like when you leave, I'm gonna jerk off to these girls because we didn't have sex, whatever. Instead of saying, but he's already admitted that he likes to look at porn. Like, he's already admitted that, like, I look at porn, like, all the time. Like, I look at porn so much that it's literally just streaming in the background on my phone at all times. Like, there is never a time when my phone is not streaming porn, whether I'm looking at it or not. It is just constantly on my phone. It is queued up, ready to go. I am constantly looking at porn, except when I need to jerk off. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes zero sense. I don't understand what's happening. These two people they're literally not speaking the same language. Like, the two of them are not speaking the same language. They are not talking the same thing.
Neither one of them seem to be speaking a language anyone else can understand. So
I don't understand. Like, again, what am I supposed to take from that? Am I supposed to think that he is recreationally looking at porn, and then when he wants to jerk off, he looks at clothed volleyball players? Is that what I'm supposed to take from that?
I think what you're supposed to take from that is he's like looking at both all the time. So he's literally like,
no, by definition, he's not. He said very specifically, when I get horny because we're not having sex, I go and look at this girl's volleyball team. But at other times, he says he's constantly using the excuse that I don't want you to look at my phone because I'm looking at porn. So he wants her to think that what I'm trying to figure out is, what is it that she is supposed to think about her boyfriend? Because obviously she's saying, like, look, this guy treats me like a fucking piece of garbage and I keep going back to him. So obviously telling her, hey, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't be with the guy who treats you like shit isn't going to work. So I'm trying to work a different angle here. And I'm trying to say, think logically as to what this dude is trying to say to you. Like, just think about this part, whether or not you want to be with somebody who thinks you're dumb enough to believe this excuse, right? Now, obviously, he's looking at these girls because he thinks he's got a chance with them because he's going to try and cheat on you if he goes to that school. That's very obvious. Everybody knows that. Like, you read that day one stuff. Like, she knows that. She admitted it basically in what she said. I'm saying this is someone who thinks so little of you. Forget, like, he's demeaning you and shit like that. Like, again, she's not standing up to that. She has already acknowledged that, like, his family, his flesh and blood, people who are related to him in a way in which is stuck for life, right? Like, people who are stuck with him for life are saying, hey, he's being a real dirtbag to you. And she's like, fuck it, whatever, right? So obviously going on that point isn't going to matter. What I'm trying to say is, think about this. This is a person who thinks so little of you and so little of your intellectual capability that he is basically trying to convince you that he live streams porn 24/7 on his phone, constantly on his phone, except when he needs to jerk off, and then he goes and looks at these other girls who are clothed at a school he might go to. That's all I'm saying. Like, forget anything else. That alone, if you think about that for a while, that's going to help you understand what to think. Because that's her question, right? She says, I don't know what to think.
I guess,
think
like,
what I
picked up from what she said was that he has been doing this, and his lie to cover it up is that it's porn instead of this, because he thought porn would go over better.
That's
how I read it. I'm not saying you're wrong.
So you're saying that he keeps doing this, but he thinks that it's better if it's somebody else, and so he's constantly saying porn, and yet when she says I look at porn
because it's porn, you don't need to see it, but it's really not. It's like him looking at other chicks. But if he says porn, that's like the better of the two for their relationship. That might not be the better, you know, other guys might not make that choice, but if she watches porn, it's something they talk about, it's something she's more comfortable with, and she's okay with porn, but she's not okay with him looking at the Instagram of the UCLA like volleyball team. So that's what I took, that he was like hiding, that the him looking at actual like Instagrams of people that exist, you know, that exist and not like fictional porn characters, was the thing he knew his girlfriend would be upset about. So he was hiding that. And I'm sure what you're saying, to prematurely like scope out who he wants to get with when he transfers. Like, I'm not
it's 100%.
saying
Like this guy
his
thinks he can get with
intention,
you.
like I'm
Look,
not saying the intentions are any different.
No, you're probably 100% right. I missed that. I wasn't tracking it. I didn't understand fucking half the sentences she said. So I didn't track that correctly.
You
no,
could
you're
be
right.
right.
I get it. No,
you're
right.
know.
You're right. I get it. You're right. Here's my thing. We need to stop freaking out about people looking at other people who are normal human beings and finding them attractive. Like, that's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? If this dude wants to jerk off to somebody who's like a real person, great. Like, good for him. If you're okay with him looking at porn, you should be okay looking at him for that. You know what I mean? Like, again, that's my opinion. I get it. Like, you guys can talk about it. You can do those things. But if that's going to be a deal,
you're making mostly there is that whatever it is, it needs to be communicated on the same page, right?
Right. So if you're talking, you know, if that's going to be a problem for you, then you should communicate. It sounds, honestly, it kind of sounds like she actually did communicate or something. Like at some point in the passing, she probably did say that, which is why he was trying to hide it. Here's something else that I don't understand. What she found the dates? She found the dates, or he had said that he did the dates.
He showed her like the 5 or 6 like of the last times they had sex, because he started keeping a record when he thought they weren't having enough sex. So he was like keeping it as like evidence.
Why did why did that come up? Why did I don't understand why that came up?
That was his defense. That was part of his defense for looking at the UCLA women's volleyball team. And it was like he gets all nervous, then he hides behind his hands and smiles, and then he grabs his phone and shows me a list of dates and says, this is the list of times we've had sex in the past month. Like, that's just part of, like, that was his reaction to her, like,
okay, all right, like, so here's the deal. If you are with someone who is going to count the amount of times you have sex and then present you with some sort of spreadsheet and line graph situation about like how you're trailing or trending downwards in the amount of times that you're having sex, without having a real fucking conversation with you, without like coming to you and saying like, hey, what's up with, you know, like, you know, why aren't we having sex? Like, we aren't having sex as much. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
That's the part where I struggle, because if you want to have sex with somebody consensually, you have to basically say to them, I would like to have sex with you. Whether or not you're boyfriend, girlfriend, whether or not you're married, whether or not you're single, doesn't matter. At some point, you have to say, hey, I would like to have sex with you, right? And so she is not, she's not being respected in that manner, right? Like, this is a dude who's he's not going to respect her. He is not going to respect her, right? Forget all the other stuff. Like, forget all the other stuff. He didn't even ask you why you weren't having sex, right? So you want to know what you should think? Think whatever the hell you want. Doesn't matter. Here's what I'm telling you. Here's the facts that I'm presenting to you. Forget the fact that his family is telling you that he's a piece of shit. Forget the fact that you're saying he's a piece of shit multiple times. You said in 2 different instances, you brought up the fact that this guy, I have no idea what this guy says to her. Like, I don't know, but she's like, I mean, she's shook up about it. So whatever it is, you said it's demeaning, all those things. So forget all of those things, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it literally
she already knows the answer.
turns her off.
She did say that. That actually, like, so
that was like an interesting point. It's so much that
100%,
it turns her
100%.
Even if it's not that like not that I'm saying not that bad in quotation marks. It turns her off enough that relationship isn't working sexually.
Right, 100%. So here's my thing. if you're being turned off, if you're not having sex, if you're saying that you're not in the mood to have sex, if you're all of those things, and if you want to have more sex or want to have sex that you enjoy, then you should be with, so what you should think is, maybe I should be with someone who I enjoy having sex with. That's all I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, forget everything else. Like, she already knows the answer. Like, she already knows the answer to all of these things. Everybody who's going to say, like, they're all going to say the same shit. I'm just trying to look at it from a different way, right? Because she literally said, I don't know what to think, even though other people have already told her what to think. And I'm guessing if you read this fucking thread and you went on there, you were like typing out and you were like, well, he's fucking demeaning you, so you should dump him. Whatever. She already fucking knows that. She already said it. She literally admitted it. She literally fucking said it in the question. At some point, I don't know, maybe she didn't say it the first 17 times that she tried to edit it, but at some point,
I think she told him when she was trying to leave that it's over, but then it's
100%,
not
100%.
Actually over. You know, like,
but
she wants it.
Here's the thing. I'm just trying to look at it from a different way. I'm just trying to get to her in a different fashion, because that's what people need. Like, that's what people don't understand, right? Like, when you hear a conversation like this or you hear a problem like this, if you're giving the obvious answer, then you're either talking to someone who is literally stupid and couldn't figure that out on their own, or someone who doesn't want to admit that because they've already thought about it and they're trying to rationalize why that's not true. So you can't go at someone who has this type of problem with an obvious answer. So I'm trying to get there from a different way. And I'm trying to tell you, if you want to have a better sex life, right? If you want to enjoy yourself, if you want to be turned on, you know, like if you're like there and you're like, hey, you know what I would like tonight? To actually be sexually aroused at any point that I'm hanging out with this person, I would like to be sexually aroused. Then maybe you should find somebody who actually sexually arouses you. That's all I'm saying. Like, take that for what you will. You can do whatever you want with it. Like, that's fine. Don't come at this girl. Like, don't come at this woman or anybody like this and say, hey, you should leave him because he treats you like shit and whatever. She knows that. She already admitted it. She fucking said it like 7 times. She knows that's the answer. She doesn't want to admit it. So if you're going to get to somebody like this, you have to go about it in a different manner. And all I'm telling you is that this is a dude who doesn't turn you on, and one of the greatest things in life is being turned on. So if you want to be turned on more and you want to enjoy life more, consider finding someone who actually turns you on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And so, you know, what should you think? Nobody's going to be able to tell you what to think. No, literally nobody, because everybody's going to tell you the same shit that you already know you should think. So I'm telling you, take that question and think about that for a second, and then decide what you think. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. The other thing she mentioned more than once that they've been together like a year and a half. Another thing that's like something that's super common people do. I mean, I don't care if it's like a year and a half or you've been together 5, 10 years. The amount of time you've been together shouldn't really justify you staying together if you're not happy. Like, that's not, especially a year and a half.
Well,
like,
totally agree.
That's
totally
like
agree.
not what you should be thinking about, but that's
Absolutely.
what a lot of people do. I mean, I've done that before. I've been like, oh, this is like a year, 2 years of my life wasted. But yeah, like, but what happens when it gets to 5 years? It is 5 years of your life wasted. Just move on. If you think you aren't going to find someone else who doesn't like that you watch porn or any other thing that you do that might be like you think that you're in this relationship because it also seems like you won't find anyone else compatible.
Honestly, look, I'll tell you right
true.
now. No, I'll tell you right now. No, like, I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Like, you're doing the thing where you're like, you know, hey, you know, get it, girl, you'll be fine. Like, oh, no, I'm gonna fucking prove it, right? I'm gonna actually give you hard evidence that what you're saying is true.
Yeah.
Just tell the next guy that you're cool with him watching porn. Seriously, just go up to the next dude you want to bang and say, hey, I'm cool if you watch porn. Done. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Surefire, 100%, cannot fail. Guarantee it. Fucking guarantee it. That's what I'm saying, right? That's why you come here, because I'm giving you actual real advice. I'm telling you like this is real. I'm telling you, if I was a 20-year-old and this girl came to me and she said, I'd like to have sex with you, and I'm awesome, and I'm totally fine if you watch porn as much as you want on your phone at any moment in time. Done. Sold. What's up? Let's get some dinner. You know, like, what are you doing right now? You know, you want to watch porn together? I don't know, but I'm telling you that shit's gonna work on a 20-year-old. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
So I'm proving. You know, like people say, you know, I'm sure she's getting all that stuff. Oh, you deserve better, whatever. Whether you deserve better or not doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you can get better. I'm telling you right now, you can get better.
Yeah.
Swing out of your weight class.
The bar's pretty low on this one. You just have to enjoy having sex with the person you're having sex with. So
right.
Find that.
That's what I'm telling you, right? That's what I'm telling you. Like, this is the type of thing where we're not giving you just the real. I mean, those are great points that you brought up, right? Like that's a really good point. Like, hey, guess what? You know, oh man, I wasted all this time. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. Look that shit up. You're in college. You probably, you know, you should be figuring that out. But the sunk cost fallacy basically means the past doesn't fucking matter. What matters is what happens tomorrow, right? Because you can't change what happened in the past, but you can change what happens tomorrow. Right? That's basically what it means. So forget what happened in the past. What do you want to do tomorrow? That's what that means. Look it up. You'll figure it out. Take an economics class, whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, if you want to have real advice, right? You want to have real advice. That's why you come here. Like, if you want to get actual, real, genuine advice, like step-by-step, detailed, this is what is actually going to help you. That's why you come here. We're not platitudes. We're not any of that bullshit. I'm not about that. I hate people who are like that. I hate people who just say, you know, whatever, you know, like, hey, you know, sun will rise tomorrow. You know, how the fuck does that help me? You know, it doesn't help me. I still feel like shit. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't fucking help me. That's what we're here for. I'm telling you, like, I'm giving you another way to look at it. I'm telling you, you can go find somebody right now. Go tell them that you're cool with him looking at porn. I guarantee it's going to work. I'm not saying that's the dude you're going to be with forever, but I'm telling you it's going to work. Like, don't feel that you don't have any options. Don't feel that year and a half, that was a good point. Don't feel like year and a half is something that you need to take into consideration when it means what's going to happen tomorrow, because that year and a half isn't going to save you tomorrow. You're still going to be fucking dry as a bone down there tomorrow. So don't take any of that shit into consideration. Go find someone who's going to help you out.
She wants to go to Surf City, doesn't she?
Look, she's just straight up beach whale right now. Like that, she's a beach whale, and that's you know, she could do better. She could do better than that. You know what I mean? So all right. So I think we did it. I think we helped her. I enjoyed this one. Not the question. It was terrible. You should also take some time to learn how to write better. Just coherent sentences. Any one of them would be better. But otherwise, hey, I think we helped her. Again, that's what we're here for. So people can, you know, check out the YouTube. They can check out the podcast. They're both under, you know, Your Relationship Sucks. They can check us out on Reddit as well, right? We're on, like, you can ask us questions there. You can ask us questions. We would, you know, we love to get these questions. What's the
on Reddit? It is You Are Relationship Sucks, because it was too many letters to do it.
Ah, son of a gun.
Yeah, right, it really bothers me every single time I have to say it out loud, but it is what it is. So
yeah, I'm not surprised by that. But all right, it says Your Relationship Sucks. You Are Relationship Sucks on Reddit there, and you can email us. We got an email. What's the email?
The email is info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so you can hit us up there. You know, you got questions, comments, whatever. You know, we appreciate it. Otherwise, hey, you know what? Honestly, we really do appreciate anybody who's watching or listening or whatever. We like doing it. We're going to keep doing it. But, you know, we do appreciate, you know, anybody who's out there
we really do,
want to support us. So thank you very much. And we will be back next time.